Your car might be the most overlooked part of your EDC, and it could be the thing that saves you. Welcome to Not Another EDC Podcast, where everyday carry meets everyday life. I'm Mikey, a husband, a father, an EDC content creator, and gear enthusiast. Most people think of their EDC as maybe what's in their pockets, what's in their backpack, what's in their fanny pack, what's in their sling bag. But your vehicle is one of the best places to truly build out an everyday carry setup. Now, I'm here today to talk to you about what I have in my vehicle and my vehicle setups. By any means am I not telling you that you have to have this in your vehicle, but these are things that I've curated that truly give me use for everyday carry scenarios, and it's a good way for me to just replicate from one vehicle to another, so that way I really have my everyday carry setup dialed. So let's get into what I keep in my vehicles. Number one is a form of medical. And what I mean by that is first aid. Now, I have this thing right behind my shoulder, and I actually did a review on that. This is the Get Home Alive kit by Live the Creed. Do you need a $200+ setup like that? By the way, I did not pay for that. That was given to me for a review. However, if I were to buy a first aid kit, I would definitely get that. I have this whole philosophy where it's a buy nice, buy twice type of thing. And especially when it comes to medical and any type of medical gear or kits, you do not want to cheap out and buy some cheapo Chinese made stuff on Amazon. You want to get some true, tried, and tested medical gear that you know won't fail you when you need it most. So that is a $200+ kit. Now, it does have sales every now and then. I'm not an affiliate with them, so I don't get paid out or anything like that by saying that you should get their gear. I truly just believe in all of their products. Now, if you want to go with something a little bit more smaller, this is something I have hanging over my passenger visor here. This is the Stash X. Now, it's a combination of an ouchie boo-boo kit and some form of trauma. The reason why I say that is because this does come with an included tourniquet, and you can customize it however you want on their site. And right next to that, I do have a cat tourniquet. Maybe I'll pan that in a video here when I'm doing this podcast. But these are things that I have just dialed in all of my vehicles. I have different types of setups of this in other vehicles, like my wife's car. And those are things that I just have to have on me because in an emergency, whether you get into a really bad accident or you get into a traumatic situation, or maybe it's just an ouchie boo-boo that your kids get at the playground park where they get scraped up. These are going to come in clutch. Another thing that I feel that you should have in your vehicle is this thing called a life vac. A life vac is good for any type of moments where you or your kids or your loved ones are either choking, and it's a tool used to get whatever is lodged into your throat out so that way you don't die. And those are things that I have when it comes to medical inside of my vehicles. Now, moving on to another thing that a lot of us tend to keep in our pockets, it's a flashlight. A flashlight, I have probably 4 or 5 just in the vehicle alone outside of what I carry on myself. I know. And the reason for that is because I do get sent flashlights quite a bit for review, and they kind of just live in my vehicle, at least until I put them in my tool cabinet, or I give them to a buddy or a family or whatever it is. This is why I carry a flashlight in all of the vehicles that I have. Number one, in low light scenarios, when you drop something in between the crevices of your seats, a flashlight is clutch to help you find whatever thing that is. Maybe you handed something to your kid in the back, they drop it. It's at night, you want to find it. Well, flashlight is going to come handy. And a lot of people may say, yeah, but I have a flashlight on my phone. It's not the same thing. Carry an actual flashlight on you for everyday carry use case, and you will see the exact difference of why we in the EDC world recommend to carry a flashlight over using your phone light. And for self-defense scenarios, so say for example, I'm at a gas station and I don't have anything on me to protect me. I want to have a flashlight that has very high lumens and set and staged to that setting. So that way, if someone tries to come and press me while I'm pumping gas, whatever it is, I can shine that in their light real quick, and I may be able to grab something else in my vehicle. Not even gonna lie to you, for self-defense, but I can shine that in their light, in their eyes real quick, and then that will allow me to evade the situation. And that's exactly why I think a flashlight is needed in those scenarios. Another thing is, if your flashlight has maybe red lights that flash, SOS, strobe, or whatever it is, it's a good way to indicate that you're maybe in distress, or your vehicle is broken down if you're out on the freeway, or you're out on a street where you're unaware of where that location is. That's also another way that you can let people know, hey, I need some help. Number 3, water and snacks. And this changes, obviously, because as weather changes in your city or state, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're updating the things in your vehicle so that way they're not expiring, they're spoiling, or anything like that. At arm's reach, I got me some Cheetos Puffs. Sometimes that's enough to get me to and from where I gotta go and fill me up as needed. But water is also a must. I have water in here. I also have water bottles that are kind of lying around the back of the truck, even in the bed of my truck. So that way, when in need, you always got to have water with you, especially if you're a parent, because your kids get thirsty, they get hungry. They're like, I'm hungry, I want some water, whatever it is. If you have that on the go, then you're set. I'll tell you what, snacks itself has saved my wife and I so many tantrums in the past just by having it handy in the vehicle. The next thing is a multi-tool or a knife. I have them placed all around the vehicle here. This box cutter gets used quite a bit. It's right over my overhead right here. I also have a system on the side of my door here where I have more knives and multi-tools, but it's just a good thing to have, especially a multi-tool, because you never know when you're going to need pliers or a screwdriver on the go. That multi-tool is going to have a bunch of that stuff on there if you have a good multi-tool, of course. On my person, I always carry the Leatherman Arc. That's just my choice of multi-tool. I also have the Leatherman Wave Plus. They just came out with a new Leatherman Wave, but I do have the Leatherman Wave Plus. Those are my 2 go-to multi-tools on a day-to-day basis. It has all the tools that I need, even tools to tie in the screws on my glasses and what have you, or on my watches. Those are a plus. I can go on and on with why you need a multi-tool or a small knife. But the reality of it is that you never know when you'll be put in a situation where you need to fix something, where you need to open something or cut something. It also acts as a good self-defense tool if and when you need to use these things. But that's why I have that in my vehicles. And lastly, charging gear. In this day and age where we're so dependent on electronics and charging our electronics, I talked about this not too long ago. This is a Lysen 12 volt charger that has USB-C. I also have a lightning cable on there. Why do I have a lightning cable? Because I have kids' iPads that still take lightning. And so I have that on there, but it also, as you notice, had a plug for a USB-C and a USB-A. So that way I can have that on the go. I also have a pack right back here. I keep talking about this rack back here. I'm going to be doing a video on that very soon, but I do have a rack back here that has a pack that has all my different charging cables, and that is clutch in a scenario where something's dying, whether it's an iPad, my phone, camera, what have you. I can just pull that thing out, plug it in. I mean, cars nowadays have USB-C, USB-A plugins all over the place, but it's also good to have extra power banks lying around. I have probably 3 or 4 just in my bag alone, because a power bank or a spare cable can help you in situations, especially if you're stranded, so that way you can get that extra juice to give you that GPS that you need to get you back home. Having a setup in a truck really isn't about being paranoid. I hear about this all the time. It's like, why are you living life like you're scared or anything like that? It's not that I'm scared. I want to live life prepared, because I don't want to be left in a situation where I need something and I don't have it. This goes with self-defense tools as well. When people ask me why I carry self-defense tools or whatever it is, it's same exact scenario. It's about being prepared. That's truly what it is. Especially when I've got my family with me, I want to be that much more prepared. Now, like I said in the beginning, every EDC setup should evolve with your environment, whether it's the change in weather, whether it's the change in scenery, whether it's the change in just your vehicles alone. Your car is an extension of your pocket. And for me, it's truly the base camp of my daily life because I'm in my vehicle to get to and from work, to get from point A to point B, to run errands and everything like that. And sometimes I may be solo, sometimes I may be with my friends or family. So that's why you need to have a dialed vehicle EDC setup. Now for today's recurring segment of what is in my truck today. And this is the Roly-Poly backpack by Maxpedition. As you can see, it rolls up in a little burrito type style bag where I could just throw this in my backpack or what have you. But this is clutch because this opens up into a backpack / tote, and it now acts as an extra bag that I can use if I'm going to, let's say, the grocery store, or maybe I'm going to a convention or whatever it is. This is great because it will add that extra storage or pocket space for me when I need it. I've done review videos where I've showed you the Roly-Poly belt pouch where that can actually clip onto my belt, but Maxpedition also makes this tote bag / backpack, and they have other Roly-Poly duffel bags as well. Now, I use this primarily for when I go to the grocery store, especially in California where you gotta pay for the grocery bags. I gotta have this, and I can pull this out, open it up, and that way I can put everything that I bought from that grocery store in here. I'll make sure I link that in the description of this podcast, along with any other gear that I just talked about today. But I want to ask you guys, what do you keep in your vehicle for everyday carry use cases so that way you can be prepared when you live life on the go? In addition to that, I do want to say that if you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. But that's it for Not Another EDC Podcast. And if I leave you with this, it's not being paranoid, it's being prepared. My name is Mikey Messina. This is the Mikey Daily Carry channel. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Welcome back.